Alright, I got a little box here. Not so little, quite a decently sized box. And if this is what I think it is, it will be something really cool. I can't wait to see. I'm gonna open up right now. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is what I thought. It's well protected. Quite a pile of SpiritSphere and Skullboy. It's called Fabraz Presents. And wow, this is so cool. It's even in a little bit of shrink wrap. Now that is one handsome box, if you ask me. Fabraz Presents. If you want to get your hands on this, there's a link in the description. And yeah, get 2 games in one. Awesome arcade collection. So there's SpiritSphere and there's also Skullboy. Really charming game. The music's really nice. I really like the music, and yeah, it's fun. It's really are 2 fun multiplayer games. So 1 to 4 players. Actually, there's 1 to 5 players if you know the secret. So let's just get straight to it. It's been a little while since the last devlog, but trust me, I've been working really hard. So you can see some new guys over here. A little purple guy, and he's just wandering around on this platform, waiting to die. So let's grant him his wish. And there's also some of the familiar angel enemies, and you can see they're all flying around this time. But then there's this guy really far away. Let's kill him. And you can see they drop these little gems, and if you grab one of those, you get a little bit of energy back, so you don't have to charge all the time. And yeah, there's a few more little imps. Little imp over here, and there's this interesting bat, and you can see he does a tackle if you come too close. And yeah, let's kill him. You can see he doesn't die in 1 hit. He takes 2 hits. This guy's hardcore. And then we have this big guy, the little imp, big brother, Big Chungus. And you can see he's quite strong, quite armored. He needs 3 hits to kill, and he drops a lot of energy, so that's pretty nice. And then there's some more enemies here, and you can see there's also some gems that are spawning. So if we grab the red gem, oh no, okay, I was too late. But if you grab the red gem, then you can get a little bit of extra health. And yeah, I've just been working on the basic gameplay loop, and I built a lot of cool editor tools for the enemies. So let's take a look at that. So let's just start with our little imp guy over here. You can see there is this yellow circle, and that's the wonder bound here in the editor. And there we can confine him to any space. He will just keep wandering around in this circle. So let's say he should be here, or let's say he should be on the ground. You can also do that. So put him on the ground, this thingy over here, then put him here. And then he will stay inside his little circle and wander around. So that's really good to design some cool levels. Some imps over here, some imps over there walking around. Pretty useful. And while we're at it with the imp, let's see another one of his brothers. It's a red little imp, so cute. Let's zoom in on this guy. Oh, so cute, red little imp. And the only difference is that he has an approach component, which means that he will approach the player. So yeah, there's also a sight component he can see, and you can see here it's referencing Kugo, our little monkey player, and that means he will follow the player. So let's take a look at that. So you can see he starts off a little bit slow. I blame OBS for that. And you can see he follows the player, and he even jumps. He's quite annoying. If you don't know that he's jumping, then you will probably get hit. And yeah, he's a nice little challenge. So he takes just 1 hit, but it's just a extra little challenge. And look, he even gave us a life. Nice. By the way, did you ever check out my other YouTube channel, Kokoro Kompas? This is a channel about adventure and exploring. Even though I'm a nerd, I actually like to go out and explore a little bit. And I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so if you can hit that subscribe button on my other channel, that would help me out so much. And yeah, maybe you'll enjoy it, see a little bit of my personal adventures. Alright, now let's head back to the video. So besides the red imp, there's also gonna be a bunch of other red enemies. All the red enemies are gonna be enemies that are gonna follow the player. So here's our red little angel. And as you might expect, he follows the player as well. But since he's flying, it's a little bit more difficult. Let's first take a look at him. So you can see he's following the player. But if you get close, he will also dodge upwards a little bit. So we can keep letting him fly higher, and then he will also come down a little bit, because he shouldn't fly too far away from the player. He should stay within a certain range, and that way I can really decide how difficult is this enemy. If he flies really close, then he's a little bit easier to hit, but if he flies really far, he's further. My camera just overheated. God damn it. So if we select this red angel enemy, you can see there's a lot of circles and stuff in the scene. Let's move him around a little bit. You can see while we move him, the circles don't actually move, and that's because the circles are actually about the player. So if we look here, inside this approach component, he's targeting the player. We can see that here in the side component. He's targeting Kugel. And then you can see all these variables. It's a little bit messy, but I know how it works. So you can change the minimum distance, and if you change that, you can see that the blue circle is changing. So that determines how close can he get to the player. And then this other yellow circle, that one is the maximum distance, and that determines how far can he get away from the player. So let's change this distance to something a little bit smaller. Maybe around 5 or something, and the minimum distance, let's also change that really small. And then if we play, you can see that his behavior will change a little bit. So actually, let's just play in the editor like this. We can see exactly what's going on. So you can see when we move, there is this red crosshair, and that's where the enemy wants to go. So you can see he wants to go to the edge of this yellow circle. And actually, he's completely fine anywhere inside this yellow circle. He's fine staying there, and that's nice. So when you're walking around like this, that he doesn't move all over the place like a madman. And then there's the blue circle. It's a little bit hard to see, the blue circle, but you can see he doesn't want to go inside the blue circle. So when we get too close, he actually moves away from the blue circle. So we can really determine like a range where he wants to be inside, and that's really nice to design different types of enemies. Maybe one enemy wants to stay far away, maybe one enemy is more fine with staying closer, and that way yeah, you can really make a lot of enemy behaviors. And then over here we have another enemy. You can see this blue line, and that's actually the path that this enemy will follow. And this uses the Unity spline system, and it's pretty nice actually. You can change, we can change the path like this, and you can also change the angles. So let's see how that works again. I think it works like this with Bezier curves. Yeah, so you can see you can really make different types of angles. So if we play, you can see he's moving along the path over here. And yeah, he's going a little bit slow, so we can change all sort of things. We have the path mover component here on the right, so we can change the speed here, let's say to 0.05, and you can see he slows down when he comes to the end, and that's done with this easing type. So let's do ease out bounce. Let's see what that does. Then he kind of bounces, looks kind of funny actually. And we can choose if he loops. So if we don't loop, then when he's at the end, he will just stop. But he also loops, and there's a reverse. So we can choose actually when he loops, he comes back from the start. That looks a little bit strange, like he's teleporting, but there might be some situations where that's useful. So yeah, pretty happy with this path system for the flying enemies. The game is quite air focused, I would say. A lot of things take place in the air, you can fly and there's enemies in the air, so we really want to change the things that happen inside the air. It's a big open space, and yeah, having a system where you can choose where they are in the air, you can really design some cool enemy patterns. And then over here we have the bat enemy. You saw that one earlier, the one that does a little tackle. And I actually recorded something a while ago, how I made that tackle system. So let's take a look at past Aintorn. I wanted to make a tackle. Right now he's just going between 2 points, but if we put track target on, then he tracks the player. And yeah, he does a little tackle. If we speed it up here, it looks exactly like a tackle, and yeah, he kind of tracks the player. It's impossible to escape this deadly tackle. And then we can change all sort of things. We can change the speed curve here. Maybe, I don't know, he should start slow. Oh, that's very, very slow. Let's put that up a little bit. Maybe he should, yeah, start slow, then go fast. And yeah, it feels like a completely different attack. And then I wanted an attack where he kind of swoops down like a hawk. And now he kind of, yeah, he kind of swoops down exactly like I imagined. So between these 2 points that we defined, he searches for the player where he intersects on this axis. And then he swoops down like a hawk. And yeah, it's really cool how you can make different kind of behaviors this way. So we can, for example, change the, I don't know, the range, make it more of a long swoop. And then if we play with the curves again, for example, this curve, he goes more straight towards the player on the first half of the attack. But if you really go nuts, and I don't know, you just put some points here, it becomes a really unpredictable kind of swoop. So he kind of goes up and down, and then he hits the player. And yeah, it's pretty cool how these tools can kind of give you some really good ideas for different enemy behaviors. So that's it for this week's devlog. I worked really hard on all the enemy stuff, all the AI, the paths, and letting them approach and letting them shoot when the player's near. But also I had to draw and animate all of them, especially that big Chungus. He's a big old guy. He took some effort to draw, but yeah, pretty happy with most of the enemies so far. And also, let's not forget my little game box that you saw at the start of the video. My game, SpiritSphere DX. At the other side, Scaleboy. 2 really fun little games. If you want to support me, you can buy it on Amazon. There's a link in the description below. But you can also buy the PC version if you want to buy it on itch. Then yeah, most of the proceeds go towards me. But also, if you don't have any money and are poor like me, then I will be giving one of these away. What you have to do is subscribe, like, and leave a nice, thoughtful comment, a funny comment, a hateful comment, just any comment, and I will choose my favorite of these comments over the next few videos, and you can be the lucky owner of this nice little box. It's for the Nintendo Switch, so make sure you have a Switch so you can actually play it. And yeah, you're lucky. This one will head your way. And before I go, there's one more thing I want to show you, a little teaser for next week's video. So take a look at Kugo. He looks a little bit different, don't you think? Well, what about this? That's pretty badass if you ask me. So I've been working on this, and I'm excited to show you everything. Still have to work on it a little bit more. But yeah, stay tuned for the next super devlog, and I will tell you all about it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Alright, bye bye.